Hi world, it's Jungwin. And welcome back to Ew, for real, where I'm very dramatic sometimes and I have depressive strokes and regret posting episodes sometimes because I'm in a really bad place. And then I listen back to them and I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna delete that. I don't know, maybe not because it's real, ill, but it's real. And then I remember I miss my light in this world and I want it back and I want to bring it back. And I remember that I want to make people laugh and I want to cheer people up and be helpful and not drag you down. And so today we're going to have fun. And I don't know what the frick that means or what we're going to do, but I am sitting in my Jeep right now staring at, oh my gosh, the clouds just parted and it looks like the heavens are declaring the glory of God right now. All of a sudden, I was just about to say, I'm staring at these beautiful mountains that are covered in trees that were once bare and had no leaves, but they're all a-bloomin', and the hills are hillin' and a-rollin', and the mountains are mountainin', the clouds are cloudin', and they are just all different shades and colors of green. But there was a giant thunderstorm, and I love storms. So there was like a crap ton of thunder and rain and lightning, and it was magnificent. But literally, as I just started this, it's like it's like a sign, literally, from God. The clouds are parting, and the sky is a bright baby blue. And, oh, behind me it looks like Tornadoville. I love it. But in front of me is gloriousness. I wish you could see what I'm looking at right now. Oh my God, look at that beautiful bird. What kind of a bird is that? It's all black and it's got bright orange on its wings and it was like gliding like an eagle, but it's tiny. He's so cute. He's sitting there. Yeah, and the sun is shining now, and I had all of the windows open in the Jeep. Because I loved the smell of the rain, and it was nice and cool outside, but then it just got hot right now sitting in the sun, but there's still a really pretty breeze coming through, and so I was going to grab my stuff to embroider these hoops that I'm working on. I have a new kind of design that I'm going for that I'm going to be posting and sharing with you guys. But I was going to sit and embroider while I talk to you guys, and I was like, I can't focus. Look at that cloud and this cloud and that cloud and that tree and this tree and that tree, and I just have I'm too ADHD for that. So now I'm sitting, oh my God, in the back of the Jeep on my big huge donut pillow, sprawled out. My legs are basking in the sunlight, and I'm not burning up because this breeze is beautiful, and I'm just gonna sit here and stare at these freaking mountains while I talk to you. Also, let me check the audio because this is a thing these days. I can't find the the adapter for my tiny microphone because I found a different tiny microphone that I brought with me that is not broken. So maybe for once I would have normal audio. And now I think I lost the adapter, so I'm using my iPhone microphone. Dear God. All right, let me check this and I'll be right back. All right, so there will be no negativity in this episode. However, it's bottled up inside of you, so you got to let it out if there's any bad stuff. At least for me. That's how I work. And so the worst part of my week was basically a relationship / friendship that has been going amazingly. Just so fun and innocent and I don't know, something that I was really enjoying, was just blooming and blossoming and feeling great. And in the blink of an eye, the communication is zero. The vibes are zero. The consistency is zero. And I am so tired of putting in so much effort and overthinking everything and biting my tongue. I am... Birds? What kind of bird is that? I think that's gonna be the title of this episode because I have a feeling oh my God, the wind. It's gonna blow me away. Oh, there might be another storm coming, that's why. I'm surrounded by birds in these mountains, obviously, so I have a feeling that this episode is just going to be, what kind of bird is that? Because I don't know what they are, but they're so beautiful. Anyways, I'm just tired of, like, not getting back, like, even half of what I give. I don't want to overshare anymore. I don't want to overgive anymore. If what I have to offer is so freaking unwanted, but then the next day it's like, oh no, everything's fine. What are you talking about? Like, oh, I love you so much, you know, like kind of thing. Like the back and forth, the wishy-washy, just everywhere, all around me is unbearable. And so I would rather sit here in my freaking SUV. Please tell me you heard that bird. You guys, please find a way to comment on this episode, either on Anchor or Spotify or wherever, and let me know if you know bird sounds or what kind of. Oh my god, he's coming up to the car. He's so cute. He looks like a woodpecker. What do woodpeckers look like? He is a coming for me. Dear God, he's like, okay. He's got long, skinny feet. Don't all birds have long, skinny feet? A white belly, light brown wings, and 2 black stripes on his white neck, and a brown head with a black beak. He's very aesthetic looking. Oh, and I think that's a crow over there. Dear God, he like wanted to get into my car. But anyways, what the heck was I saying? Yeah, I'm just tired of. I'm tired. Oh, I would rather. You guys, I can't. Please tell me this is recording. Okay, yes, it is. Sometimes my phone stops recording and I have a heart attack. I opened the back of my hatch in the car so that I could sit here with the breeze going through. And now the birds are like literally trying to fly in through the back. So I'm trying to close it a little bit. Anyways, what was I saying again? What I was saying was, I would rather sit my lonely ass in this freaking car with birds attacking and tweeting at me than to give one more morsel of energy to anyone. Like, literally, I'm sorry, but I've never ghosted someone. I have never blocked someone. I just, like, don't believe in... Hang on, I gotta fix this bag because it's swishy swashing. Be quiet. I just, like, don't believe in this whole, like, block everyone that says something that you don't agree with, or that says something you don't like, or that's mean, or whatever, because honestly, haters motivate me, and mean comments are like, dude, what are you projecting right now about yourself? Like, why do you have to talk shit to me or about me, you know? Also, I have nothing to hide. If you want to snoop on my shit, watch my stuff, screenshot it, send it to whoever you want. I don't care. My life is, most of my life, because it used to be like all of my life was online, and now most of it is online. And so what do I have to hide? The stuff that I'm not sharing that's private is not anything that I'm trying to hide. It's just very private, and I want to keep that to myself, and I want to heal myself. And you guys kind of get the gist, and you know kind of a lot of what's going on in my life, but you actually know like 3%. Like, there's so much that I don't want to share because I'm already feel like such a Debbie Downer, you know? That, like, I have no problem with you snooping on my crap. I'm not gonna block you. I don't. Where was I going with this? Oh, that was all to say, I've never ghosted someone. I've never cut someone off without explanation. I might go like weeks without talking to you because either I'm depressed or I'm like, you are giving me this amount of energy and these vibes, and now I am just going to mirror. I've also never really been like this either. I have literally always been like the puppy dog, like begging for your forgiveness even when I've done nothing wrong, or begging for your approval and going out of my way to spoil you and cater to your needs, and I do not have the energy for it. So at this point, if you go 3 hours without responding to my message, being like, hey, how you doing today? How you feeling? Like, I'm literally just being nice, and you're going to ignore me because you're trying to, like, I don't know, prove a point, teach me a lesson, or you're too busy, or you're too this, or too... No, you're not. You're telling me that all day long at work, day and night, you don't go to the bathroom to pee or to poop. You can't text me back. You don't go to get a drink of water. You don't have a lunch break. Like, the excuses. I am so done with it. So, bitch, I'm going to give you the same energy. And what do you know? People get upset at me for doing that to them. So, that was the worst part of my week, because it's just that situation is just happening back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I cannot handle the inconsistency any longer. So I sit my ass here in my Jeep and leave me the fuck alone. Anyways, best part of my week was I am in booty shorts, girl. Booty shorts. The cheeks are flapping. I'm just kidding. I don't have no booty cheeks to be flapping. In the mountain winds. No, but it was like 84 degrees, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like miserable. Like, it's not miserable, but it's just, it's obviously much nicer to wake up when you're sleeping in your car, when it's nice and breezy and chilled. Like, today was perfect. It was like, overcast all day, and it was gonna rain. Obviously it did. There was a storm, but it was like the storm was brewing all morning, so I kind of slept in the car a little bit, and, it felt so good because I had the windows open, and it wasn't like other times I've fallen asleep when it's like freezing outside and I have the windows open because I know it's going to be hot in the morning and I don't want to be woken up from sleeping in my own puddle of sweat, you know. But it was perfect weather. But then during the day it was really, really hot, and some people probably didn't like it. Maybe it was unbearable. It was almost 90 degrees, and I just embraced the sweat droplets. I just... bring it on, please, because I am more tan, I am more glowy, my hair is feeling more healthy. I really need a manicure and a pedicure really bad. It's so ugly. This is not cute. Ain't cute. It doesn't go with this weather. My toenail polish right now, and my freaking shark tooth toenail that ripped off in my sleep last night and has just been stabbing me in my shoes. Not summer. It's not giving me, it's giving homeless. So, anyways, that was one of the best parts of my week. And another best part was, dude, I always struggle with the second one. Oh, I know what it is. I went live with you guys on TikTok, and I was thrifting and antiquing, and I don't get as much action or engagement, anywhere near the engagement, as I did back in the day. But I feel like people like kind of feel that I'm not fully myself yet, so like the vibes are probably off, and that's why people are not like as enthusiastic about like shopping with me. But I genuinely did. Hang on, there's a car coming. Oh yeah, there's a big car coming. It's gonna be real loud. Oh, he's got a little camper. Hi, camper friend. Please don't pull over. People are always like staring when I park here by these mountains, because it's like in the middle of nowhere, and I shouldn't really be parked on the side of this road, but there's no signs or anything, and it's not anybody's personal property or any business property. I'm pretty sure it's like a public road. Anyways, we're fine. So I think that people are just like not feeling the vibes, or maybe they think I'm being fake about the enthusiasm when it comes to like thrifting and personal shopping for people. So if you didn't follow me back in the day, or you just didn't know, some people only have Instagram and they don't know what I did on TikTok. I did live auctions. So I would thrift, and things that I did not use in my home, I would auction off on a live stream. So much fun. Literally, I would have hundreds of people in there fighting over items. It was the most fun and most money I've ever had in my life. And I want to get back into that. Literally, it was like a full-time job, and I just didn't have the energy for the past year. So people were like, bring that back. I miss it. It was so much fun, but I'm just like, I'm dying. I couldn't do it. Oh my God, there's an airplane. Am I buying it? I think I'm buying I'm buying a tiny little airport. Guys, the ADHD. I mean, anybody would be distracted by all of the things that I'm seeing. It's so cute. It's the time I want to like run up to him and be like, "Can I get a ride? Can you just like fly me back to Indiana? Just leave this Jeep here, girl, because I need to go. I need to go back home." Which is a segue into, again, I want to go back home and start doing it because these antique malls that I've come across while traveling they do not suffice. I'm sorry, but there's just nowhere near as much stuff as there are. Like, why? I'm curious why there is so much and such good estate sales and such good antiques in Indiana. Like, it's not even, like, why? Is it because people, like, have nothing to do in Indiana, so they just collect old things to keep them company in their homes? In the 12 months of winter that they have? I don't know. It is so much fun. And so, anyways, that was another good part of my week, was I went live again, and we were antiquing, and I only had one person purchase this, like, set of vintage amber colored cut glass drinkware, glassware. So gorgeous, beautiful. I literally made nothing from it because, then you got to pay for shipping and you got to buy the stuff to ship it. So I was just doing it for fun, to kind of get back into it and to bring my people back and be like, hey, I'm still wanting to do this. I just haven't been able to do it in the past year because I've not been well. If you listen to the podcast, I've not been well. So that was just a lot of fun because the people that were there and engaging, I had forgotten about some of my loyal TikTok friends. If you're in here and you're listening and you were on that live, thank you so much. But I was pretty much in and out of live streaming all day because it just felt really good that the sun was out and I felt a little happier, had some vitamin D pumping through my bones, and I had people with me, and I look like a crazy person walking around with a selfie stick and talking to myself in these stores. But even though you weren't there, you were there. And it's like that feeling that you get when you listen to podcasts. I think I was talking about in the last episode how there's another body, there's body doubling, and you feel like you're not alone, even though you might physically be by yourself, And so thank you guys so much. It was just a good time, and I'm not faking my excitement about things, but I also was not being like overly, like, I'm just really honest. And something I wanted to talk about in this episode kind of came from this whole interaction with you guys online, on TikTok especially. I'm just, when people ask me a question or how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how's life, I am honest. You can see it on my face. My heart is on the tip of my sleeve and my ankle socks and my t-shirt, and it's just... Oh my God. That was the most ridiculous thing. Oh my God, I am so sorry that I'm yelling right now. Guys, I was about to pause and be like, car's coming, sorry for the noise. Did they do that on freaking purpose? I don't even know what I'm going to do right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. My entire car is sopping. Oh my God, I want to cry. I want to cry right now. They had to have been going 50 miles per hour on this tiny little, it's like almost a gravel road. The road is so old. And apparently, I am parked right next to the world's biggest puddle of water. They just flew by. You had to, there's no way that you didn't hear that. Great. Now the top of my car, the ceiling is all wet. You know what it looks like when the water dries on the top of your car and it makes those ugly water stains on my beautiful Jeep? Guys, I'm so mad right now. I live from here. Somebody just splashed dirty, filthy water into my house. Ew, let me cry it out for a second. This is like, I have to take a picture. I'm gonna try to take a picture right now. Oh my God, maybe I'll post it on my freaking I'm gonna post it on Instagram so you can see. We're gonna laugh. I might cry and I'm gonna want to tell you why, because hey, well, that's just life. I cannot wait to go back and hear that. You guys, I had to cry it out. That was, I'm out of breath because I tried to get some Lysol wipes to clean the, what do you call it? The head liner? Like the top ceiling cloth part of the car. Oh my God. When I got this car, it was immaculate, clean, not a drop of water or stains or anything. And it's just like from living out of it, and I don't know, it must be leaking or something somewhere. It's slowly getting those stains. And that must have been the world's dirtiest puddle, because the entire spot from where they splashed, like within just like a minute or two of it drying, it was like a rust color orange, like all over. Of course, the headliner's a light tan color. I wish it was black. Why don't they make these things black? I don't understand. Why is this cloth light? Somebody make a black cloth headliner for dear God. Anyways, no negativity. This is a test. It's a test. You got the timing of that. The timing of what just happened is insane because of what I'm literally about to say. Another fucking car's coming. I think it's the same lady. I swear to God, if she splashes. No negativity. Insane for what I, if you saw my Instagram stories this week, or you saw the recent TikTok that I posted, you already know what I'm about to talk about. But I don't even know where I was at in explaining this in the midst of being splashed to death. But I was literally about to talk about how I am challenging myself. And I challenged you all to join me in just being positive for a whole week. In being positive, and like when people ask you how you're doing, you know how I just explained that I'm honest and I'm like, I'm all right, I'm okay. No, none of that. Anytime somebody comments something or leaves me a reply to something or asks at a grocery checkout how I'm doing, instead of being like, I'm all right, I'm alive, I'm okay, I'm responding with, I'm doing really well. How are you? I'm amazing. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Like, it's a great day to be alive. And I'm just like, even if I don't feel it, I'm not trying to be fake about it. I'm just trying to like believe it. I'm trying to manifest it into my world. I'm manifesting bringing happiness and joy and light and feeling okay and feeling amazing and doing better. I'm just going to speak it into the universe, and I was going to see where the world takes us. But literally, ever since I challenged myself, you know, when I question the existence of a higher power or the God that I believe in deep down, like, and then these things happen, I'm like, yo, why am I doubting anything? This is literally God showing me or something. The universe. I believe more in the universe. Just like challenging my challenge to myself, because the second that I said that I was going to do this, the spirit of bad luck Jenny, and I don't know how long you've been around here, but back in the day, if you've been an OG since Bad Luck Jenny days, y'all know freaking Bad Luck Jenny. Most of the time it revolved around car issues, but obviously I live from my car now, so the audacity of her to be haunting me when I buried her in the mountains of Colorado, I was already starting to feel like, not claustrophobic in here, but like it just doesn't feel as clean as when I got it. It doesn't have that fresh car smell. The mats and the carpet is not as clean. The little vacuum that I have to clean it isn't doing as good of a job because it's older now. The fuses are blowing. The battery is dying. It's just, the spirit of Bad Luck Jenny is trying so hard to haunt me, that it has been literally the hardest challenge to be like, hey, how you doing? How's your day today? It's really good. Oh, it's wonderful. How about yours? But that I'm still doing it. And I'm looking at the headliner now after cleaning it up with a Lysol wipe. It's looking a little better. I'm kind of debating getting a wipe and cleaning the one back here because it's looking rank, man. Like, oh, like the seats, like from being all sweaty the other day when it was really hot and wearing shorts, like my skin was like sticking to the cloth, and then I get like sandwich crumbs on it, so I try to wipe it off with a wipey, and then I see that like the wipey's kind of dirty now when I clean the seats. Like it needs a deep cleaning and like a detailed clean because, dude, I'm in here 24 hours a freaking day. And so, like, I was just starting to get that just, like, ick feeling, you know, and the doors are rusting, so they're, like, really creaky and loud when I close them, and, like, just things like that. So, the fact that woman fucking splashed this car the way that she just did, I'm not even joking. I see where she parked over there. There's a building, like, down the road. I debated putting my chanclas on because I have these chanclas in these cars. Hang on. There's another car driving past, and I am going to open the door so they're aware that I'm in here. Do not drive fucking fast past me and splash water into my car. And he's driving on my side of the road, literally about to go into the puddle. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't have opened the door because if he did splash me, it would have literally been on my face. Guys, that would have been hilarious. And they drove past and splashed me completely. I would have died of laughter and had to cancel the podcast altogether. Like, that's it. The podcast is no more. Bad Luck Jenny is back. Screw being positive. But anyways, I debated putting my chanclas on and walking over there and be like, you just wet my entire car, right? There's no need for you to be driving 60, 70 miles per hour down this tiny little dirt road. And not to mention, she was so close to my car. Like, the puddle is on the very edge of the road by the grass that I'm parked in. I'm parked in the grass on the side of the road. And the puddle is so far over close to my car that's like, I think she did it on purpose. Is this kind of negativity? I'm just trying to explain the situation. I'm trying to, like, explain what I was going to do, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say, and what happened. I'm not trying to be, like, negative about it anymore. I shed a couple tears because my house was dirty and I've been trying so hard to keep it clean, but it was actually really funny. I cannot wait to listen to that back. I hope that it sounds as dramatic as look like the freaking Titanic. It's just, I was gonna say drove by. A freaking tidal wave. That's what I was going to say. A tidal wave. Oh no, another car's coming. Hang on. I gotta open the door. No, I shouldn't open the door. But they're moving. As I open the door, they're like driving over to the middle of the road trying to avoid the puddle. That lady was so rude. Anyways, enough of that. A whole segment of getting a tidal wave. Oh, so bad. I hope that it looks as dramatic on the video that I took as it was in person. How long was my jaw dropped on the ground? Anyways, enough of this. Enough. I don't even remember what I was going to talk about in this episode. Y'all, don't be rude and drive really fast on roads that is very unnecessary for you to speed down, especially when there's a car on the side of the road with all of the windows open and a giant puddle next to them. Just don't be that person. Don't do it. Maybe that's what we learned from this episode. How about don't be freaking rude? Okay. I'll be right back when I figure out what else I'm going to talk about, because I lost my train of thought. What the hell? Ew. For real. You guys, I just went back and listened to it. I'm crying. I'm crying from laughter now. Oh my god, my heart is pounding. I cannot contain the laughter. I'm trying not to scream into the mic. I don't know if I'm crying from like the adrenaline and the craziness of it all, and like now I'm in hysterics. But I just went back. I can't breathe. I just went back and listened to this. I just wish I would give anything. Oh my god, to have video footage of the moment that happened. I said I was done talking about this. I can't help it. It's so dramatic. Please tell me that you did what I did. You went back and rewound it and listened to it. The gasp. Guys, the water dropping. You can hear the water splashing. What bird is that? What kind of bird is that? Screaming. They're laughing at me too. Oh my god. Oh, look at that one. He's yellow. He's bright yellow. Guys, the sun is even shining even brighter now. I think this was just like supposed to happen so that I could have a fun, happy episode. Oh my gosh. The thing is that this app that I use for recording the podcast has like an enhancement feature for your audio, so it does still sound kind of windy sometimes because I have a crappy mic, but if you could hear the difference of the audio before I enhance it, you would hear the difference. It blocks out a lot of the background noises, so I'm surprised that you can actually hear birds and stuff, because, dear God, that one was loud. They're so far away that you, like, shouldn't be able to hear those noises, so it is kind of muffled. Like, you can hear the car driving by, definitely, but it's like, it's kind of masked with like this enhancement audio feature, but you can hear the loudness of the like aftermath of they drove by and then the water was like, just imagine, oh my gosh, I wish you could watch me right now being dramatic. I'm lifting my hands up over my face, just the water just cascading over, slow motion, flies into the car. Literally, it looked like a freaking tidal wave. All of the water just came insanely splashing into the car, and the water droplets that you hear in the background of the audio very faintly killed me. I'm dying right now. I don't even think that's how my life is going, guys. I think I'm just gonna be laughing about this for the next week, and I'm gonna leave you with this. How are you going to love yourself? For me, this week, I'm going to love myself by continuing this positivity challenge and embracing, even when I don't feel like it, just being in my best behavior and being positive and not bringing people down and not crying at the checkout of the stores, like I said. And I'm going to find some more antique malls and thrift stores to go with you guys to find goodies for you and inspiration for your home decor and all kinds of things, just because I want to get back to eventually where I was back in the day on TikTok with my engagement and my following and just having so much fun with you guys. And I think this like placebo effect of me challenging myself is already working, because I sound so much better, as you could probably tell from the last episode. But I'm going to keep this episode with me in my little pocket and whip it out on a day that I need a good laugh, because I cannot anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Sorry for any negativity in the past. It's all uphill from here. Uphill. And don't forget to love yourself. Please leave me a comment. If I post this on my Instagram stories, updating you about the podcast episodes, just leave me a comment about the birds and the bees, and then the tidal waves. I don't know what to name this episode. I want to name it. I don't know. The tidal wave. Oh my gosh. Oh, the chaos. So much fun. Thank you guys for being here. I love you. I can't wait to see you, and I can't wait to feel better. And I hope we all have a good week. Okay. And then I said bye, Puta.
So do do do.